38, but still that's $38 million guaranteed for one season. The Bears are just too cheap to do anything about that. I think they're going to stick with Cutler. If anything, they'll probably just get different defensive coordinator, if not just move Trustman, because it's not looking good. And especially this weekend after the Vikings put another 50-burger on, making it 3 straight 50-point games given up.
Oh, is that what's happening this weekend?
That's what's going down in the streets, son.
Oh, okay.
All right, so if the Bears do move on from Cutler, who do you see starting there next year?
Oh, my God, that is such a wide-open question because I had
Josh
no idea.
Josh McCown, bring it on back. That love and feeling.
My sister went to that school, and so, I remember all the Josh McCown fever coming out of Sam Houston State.
Oh, Sam Houston State. I was thinking his brother went to, like, one of the random Louisiana Lafayette schools, right?
Yeah.
Or Louisiana Tech or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. They're the Bearcats with the K, which, as a person who admires the English language, I find that kind of deplorable. But whatever. I can't stop.
You don't admire the English language essay.
I do, to a degree. I really like words. Words are cool. So,
what's your favorite word? Onomatopoeia?
God, you always put me on the spot with a random question. Noodle.
Well, we'll bring that up in the second segment. We'll let you think about it over the break. But for now, let's think about the NFC South. I got Breeze, Cam, and Matt Ryan stuck in place. Cam, they hit him with the 5th-year option last offseason, so he's stuck. Still has to prove it. He's not proving it this year if he's worthy of a long-term extension. I don't even think he's worth Kaepernick money right now, to be honest.
Well, I think that a lot of teams are still going to see a good quarterback there who's being coached horribly right now. He's not receiving what he needs from that team, who put everything on his shoulders, essentially, him and the defense. I mean, on the offensive side of the ball, it's up to Cam with aging running backs around him and a pretty weak receiving core. The line isn't doing so hot for him. Cam is the offense, and they're not putting him in situations for him to be successful, and it's getting to his confidence, obviously. And so I think that Cam is going to go somewhere else and be rewarded for it. Now, I don't know if it'll be the right system and if he'll flourish there, but I think he'll get another chance if he doesn't stick in Carolina.
And I think the Panthers' new head coach from our third segment will give Cam a little bit of help since he's worked with mobile quarterbacks before and maybe a little bit of a college-y offense that would be better suited to Cam. That's another tease. I know. That's not even a tease. That's just like laid out in front of you. But rounding out the NFC South with my probably second biggest bomb is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers swap first-round picks with the Cleveland Browns and land Jonathan Manziel. Football. Sell the tickets. Fill up the sombrero. But it's not the sombrero anymore, but you know what I mean.
Well, yeah. It's not terribly far-fetched. Mm-hmm. But wait, okay. So the Browns would probably be picking in the 20s. The Browns point.
Swapping like 22 pick. I got the Buccaneers at drafting number 2. So they're not going to give up a ton for Manziel, as Manziel was only the 22nd overall pick, but a little swappage, a little something.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
What would the Browns be doing with that second overall pick? I'm just curious if you have a theory there, because it sounds like you thought this through quite a bit. But no, not that much?
I would have to get some thought because I haven't dove into a ton of the draft stuff outside of the quarterbacks. I know that this year is supposed to be really deep for pass rushers. And Mike Pettin, you're going to love him some pass rushers, even though he's got a pretty decent defense going on in Cleveland right now. Except against the run, which Alfred Blue is going to tear up on Sunday.
Shut up. Let's not even talk about it. And not even just the Texans. Arian Foster is my running back, number 1 running back in like 3 leagues.
Oh, you don't
and because
we talked about this a couple weeks
go.
ago. Why don't you have Alfred Blue handcuffed?
Because I wanted to get someone else that could start during bye weeks. Because bye weeks were happening. I needed someone who was playing opposite those.
All right, but we got to wrap up the first segment.
Wrap it up.
Manziel, Buccaneers, Mike Evans, reunited, and it feels so good. They're still going to go like 3-13 next year, but what else?
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun to see Manziel and Evans reunited. I didn't even think about that. I can't even think about that.
Tannehill comes over, switches it back to wide receiver.
That would be super sick. That would be the funnest thing ever.
Last division of the NFC West, which used to be the best conference in football. The Cardinals are going to roll with Carson Palmer, Drew Stanton, and Logan Thomas is eventually going to start pushing a little bit. We'll see how Palmer's ACL heals up. We'll see. Then Wilson and Kaepernick are obviously stuck. And the last one, you knew it was coming. The Los Angeles Rams. Yes, Los Angeles. They're moving in the offseason as they are wont to do. Trade their number 1 and number 3 picks to the New England Patriots, number 5 overall in the first round, for Thomas freaking Brady. Brady in LA to finish out his career. Come on.
Why don't you write soap operas for a living? Because that
is going to be great.
That could be your occupation.
No, it'll be a carbon copy of David Beckham ending up with the LA Galaxy.
Yes.
Except you got Giselle instead of whatever Spice, and then you got Tom Brady, movie star, good looks, just like David Beckham, playing for a really terrible team in Los Angeles. It's the same ending. It's carbon copy.
Well, that would be exciting for them. Okay, cool, I guess. But so Tom Brady, we're supposed to believe, is going to be willing to lose the final years of his career? Yes. Or it's just like he has no control over it. It's just
because debatably, besides outside of Gronk, he would have better weapons in St. Louis than he would in New England. Let's be honest.
Okay, I could see it. I guess. I mean, I don't have a better idea there for St. Louis. Who's the coaching staff in St. Louis?
Jeff Fisher, who is also an LA guy, pride of USC. That's why we'll see if it works. It might be. I don't know.
Okay, interesting.
But that is the first segment. It is in the books. We'll be right back with a little in or out. And Claire will tell us her favorite word in the English language. I bet you it's something to do with tacos. But we'll be right back. Claire versus Carlson show. Coming on back for the second quarter of the Claire versus Carlson show. Claire is still racking her brain trying to figure out what her favorite word of the English language is. And I'm still going to go with, I don't know, something probably taco related. Oh, or maybe it's almost Thanksgiving. How about gravy? That's always a good word.
Gravy?
And you're from the South, and so you got red-eye gravy, you got red-eye gravy, and all this other stuff. You have
cream gravy and you have brown gravy, and that's pretty much, or sausage gravy.
Well, what kind of gravy do you put on fried catfish?
You don't put gravy on fried catfish.
No, child, don't you put gravy on everything?
No, we don't. No.
Sorry, that was my creepy
Creole,
yeah, Cajun man voice. All right, so before we get into the in or out ripoff of the ESPN segment, which ESPN rips off Tosh, and then Tosh reams them, which is very funny as well. In the South, why do they take other meats that aren't chicken and then fry them as if they were chicken?
Because the way chicken is fried is delicious. Mm-hmm. And so some culinary person decided to try it with a bunch of different types of products and make them more delicious. So why not chicken fry everything? Chicken
fried steak, chicken fried Scotch egg, chicken fried DQ Blizzard.
It's good stuff, bro. You can't knock it. I mean, that's why we're fat.
Well, we brought this up before, but isn't Houston the fourth heaviest city in the world?
Probably. It's the fourth largest in the world. Wait, what?
As I just burp. Well, maybe it's in the United States.
I think in the United States, but it's up there.
The United States is the heaviest nation in the world, so you'd think that the heaviest cities here would be the heaviest in the world, right?
Could be, or there could be some aberrations throughout the world. Like, look at the South Pacific. There are some very heavy peoples in the South Pacific.
Hey, you do not talk about Aboriginal people like that.
It's true. It's just true. Because their bodies evolved because they would travel everywhere by boat and they would go long periods without eating. And so their bodies evolved to hold more fat. It's true. They're more prone to diabetes and gout as well and other metabolism-related diseases, in case you want to know.
Yeah, well, Jim, what do you think about this little intro banter?
In my opinion, that sucked.
Yeah, he took his time there. But we're on to In or Out, which is a very easy peasy, straightforward, very Sports Nation-esque little segment, as we'll read off a bunch of sports-related stories, and then we'll tell you if we're in with the story or if we're out. And, here is the sound drop. In.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Or out.
The good news is you're fired. Bye, Felicia.
No, the best part would be if I didn't have a sound drop, we just had 10 seconds of silence, and Claire would have no idea what was going on. But there was one, and you'll have to hear it on the back end. But for now, let's get into it. First one. Is college football better than the NFL? The NFL let a primetime blow. It's even on Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, and college football. It just seems like there's always a titanic matchup every single weekend. This weekend, Alabama, Mississippi State. It's going to be awesome. Ohio State at Minnesota, which is going to be sneaky great. Hello. And then, I don't know. It just seems like every weekend, college football does outperform the NFL, but is it better?
What?
Yeah.
Now you're just blowing smoke, bro. Okay. There are at least three great games this week in the NFL. There's Detroit, Arizona. There's Philadelphia and Green Bay. And there's New England, Indianapolis. So those are, every week there are big games in the NFL. And, okay, for me, as a football fan, there's just too much to keep up with in NCAA, honestly. And I just care about my team. But in the NFL, you're watching the best hand-selected playmakers on the planet perform at the most athletic event, essentially, sport on the planet. And so the plays that you see in the NFL, there are more outstanding plays in the NFL, in my opinion, than there are outstanding plays in the NCAA.
Yeah, but, they talk about these rivalry games in the NFL, like Washington and Dallas, but it just seems like in college there are just these way cooler rivalries, like Florida, Georgia, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, Bama, Auburn, and the Iron Bowl.
That's like some sentimental attachment to football to me. It's like I don't care about any college that I didn't go to, honestly. It just doesn't matter to me. And so that rivalry could make a hill of beans to me unless I have an attachment to that team. Now, the NFL, it just feels like, maybe because I've just been more entrenched in it. I feel like every team has a personality to me, and I feel like they're little entities of their own. And seeing rivalry
the Buccaneers do not have a personality besides just being very poopy.
Well, now they are, and they have been really poopy, but there was a time where their defense continues to be emulated throughout the NFL. And I don't even remember what year period that was. We all know when that was.
That was the early 2000s, late Tony Dungy era, and then Gruden came in and vultured the Super Bowl, for lack of a better term. That was the Tampa 2, but now it's the Tampa too many points.
Oh. Well,
Where's that?
Okay. I'm just saying that in my own personal opinion, I prefer the NFL, the NCAA, and I know that I'm probably in